We hear and see phrases about the importance of history everywhere, from television shows to smartphones to the news. So you should probably be asking yourself a simple question. What is history, and why should people study it? Well, you came to the right place because in this video, we are going to focus on two things. What history is and is not, and why history matters to you. Most people, including myself, live most of their life focused on the present and planning for the future. History, however, is the opposite of this. Simply put, history is the study of the past. The people who study history and write about history call themselves historians, and anyone can be a historian, including you. The goal of historians is to identify and research past events, ask questions and analyze the past, and finally describe what happened in the past by making an argument. But how do we know these events happened? Well, that's a great question. Historians know events in the past happened by using historical sources. This includes primary and secondary sources. Primary and secondary sources are the tools used to make an argument about the past. Now, primary sources are immediate first-hand documents, images, and artifacts from people who had a direct connection to that time period. A few examples of primary sources include pictures, speeches, videos, and much more, as you can see on the screen. Now, secondary sources are not from the time period being studied, and they are created by someone who did not experience the event firsthand or participate in the event. A few examples of secondary sources include movies, textbooks, and articles. So what history is, we know, is the study of the past based on historical sources. But this leads us to what history is not. And history is not exact. Unlike math, where 2 plus 2 always equals 4, history is not always precise. And this is what makes history a fun subject to learn. For most of your life, you probably thought of history as just a long list of events that you have to memorize. And that's just sad. Reducing history to just a list of events you should memorize takes all of the fun and intrigue out of history. History is all about debating interpretations of the past. In fact, the word history actually comes from the Greek meaning knowledge from inquiry. When you inquire about the past, you will get different sources and therefore different versions of the past. For instance, think of a fight in a high school lunchroom. The history one of your friends might tell you may be very different from the history another one of your friends might tell you, which will most definitely be different from the version the two people involved in the fight will describe. While you're all describing the lunchroom fight, we now have many different versions of that historical event. Because history is not exact, history can be biased. They say history is written by the winners, and that is often true. Depending on who is writing or discussing the history will depend on what version of events you are told, and that is why debating is such an important part of history. For instance, historians can debate whether the United States should have dropped an atomic bomb on Japan, whether Elvis was king of rock and roll, or even what George Washington's teeth were made out of. And if you're wondering, his teeth were not made out of wood. Instead, it was a combination of human, cow, horse, and elephant teeth. Yikes. The key here is that history is not exact. Depending on who is telling the history will depend on the version you're getting. As a result, debating and discussing history is important. We live in an age where Google can tell us every fact, including historical facts. So why study history at all? Well, here are 5 reasons you need history. If you've ever wondered why people act a certain way, you need to study history. History is a window into the past. Understanding the past is the key to understanding the present. You may have heard the famous quote, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." This is because the past causes the present, and so the future. History is the best place to go for information about why people and society are set up the way they are. You can apply information from the past to solve problems in the present. What makes an action right or wrong? This is what morality is. Studying the stories of individuals and situations in the past allows individuals to test their own moral sense and examine the real difficulties individuals have faced. Studying history gives us an understanding of other people and cultures. It helps us build empathy and understanding. If you've ever wondered where you come from, you need to look to history. You can gain an understanding of your identity and your culture. Additionally, history is filled with fascinating stories that help inspire and provide enjoyment in life. Let's be honest, there are two types of people in the world. Those who are informed and those who, well, aren't. In fact, most people, you'd be surprised, don't understand basic things about history. So you should be the person who understands how our government works, why voting matters, why the Constitution is a critical and important document, why patriotism is important, and the injustices of the past and the need to correct them for the future, how everyday individuals have contributed to society, and so much more. Studying history will help you learn to be informed on current events and better understand the world around you. Finally, studying history will help you develop skills that will help you in any future career you might have because it helps develop critical thinking skills. You will learn how to interpret numerous sources, analyze conflicting evidence, create arguments, find patterns and trends, write with confidence, think outside the box, and be creative, and lastly, better understand the world around you. This will help you appreciate multiple perspectives and interpretations. Now, this video is by no means the end of the discussion and is not inclusive of everything. So, what do you think? Why is history important?